Hello, everybody. I'm Dean Linke, along with my broadcast partner. This man knows the Big East, longtime coach at Georgetown, Keith Tabatznik. And Keith, we're in Big East country right here, Joe Moroni Stadium, getting ready for UConn, Notre Dame. And Ray Reid's got a team at 10-1-3 that could win the whole darn thing.
Yeah, I really think they can. This Connecticut team is powerful. And having said that, they're playing against a Notre Dame team that 3 of the last 4 games have gone into overtime. Bobby Clark's team trying to claw their way back up in the Big East. Both these teams are picked 1 and 2 in this division. Georgetown right now on the top. But Connecticut, they are just tough. I mean, they go out, they score goals. 34 goals scored, only 4 against. Josh Ford, the goalkeeper, going for a big record tonight to tie the record for wins.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned Bobby Clark because he's in his 10th season at Notre Dame. He's been to the NCAA every year. This year could be tough.
Yeah, I mean, it could be tough, but at the same time, they do have a team that and some games left to do it, and getting into the Big East tournament gives you an opportunity as well to win a couple more games. But Bobby Clark will tell you, this is a big RPI game, and that's the big thing right now that all the coaches are talking about is the RPI.
Why is that so important?
Well, it's one of the biggest determining factors in the at-large bids, and if we look at the RPI right now, the second one came out, and just looking at the top 10 right here, 7 of those top 10 are also in the top 10 in the top 25 rankings. But the thing is, even last year, the number 19 team, San Diego State, they were 6-6-6. Usually at number 19 in RPI, you get in. Last year they weren't. I happen to agree with the committee on that one. I think that you need to win more than a third of your games to get into the tournament. But it's become such a huge factor that it's become such a big discussion between coaches on just how important the RPI should be, or for that matter, they got to look at it closely to see, hey, is this mathematical formula, which I have no idea how they get to, or could not understand, is it the right one to use?
You see Notre Dame at 17 and Connecticut at 24. Let's take a look now at the NSCAA, HendrickCars.com. Top 25. These are the actual rankings. What do you think?
Yeah, well, of course, Akron stays at number 1. They had a 7-1 thrashing of Michigan midweek. Still without a loss. Also without a loss is Louisville. And you look down Butler, the other team, only 3 in the country now without losses. North Carolina, a 1-0 win over South Carolina midweek. And SMU, how about this one? A 75-yard goal in that game against Tulsa. Last year was a 95-yard goal in the same game for SMU to have that win. And, of course, Creighton wrapping it up at the bottom of that first page, having beat Drake 2-1.
All right, let's flip the chart. Who do you like in the second 10, Keith?
Well, let's look. 2 California teams, and they played each other, and it was UCLA coming out on top in overtime, 1-0 over Cal. Then Brown and Penn, 2 of the 3 teams in the top 25 from the Ivy, and it's Penn that's tied with Princeton, who we'll see later on for the top of the Ivy. Michigan State, they keep rolling, 11-3-0. And then South Florida, 1-1 tie with Cincinnati. And Boston College beating the crosstown rivals Harvard 2-1.
And in the Final 5.
Well, the Final 5, let's go look. Princeton making it in for the first time. Jimmy Barlow's group, they're tied for first place in the Ivy League, 9-3-1. And then Ohio State, John Bloom's team, they're just hanging on right now. They're going to need to have a couple big wins to try to get back up in the rankings.
Ohio State plays Penn State on Saturday. Your top 25 is brought to you by HendrickCars.com. 80 franchises, 5,000 cars, over 100,000 photos. One website, HendrickCars.com. Let's take a look now at the NSCAA Players of the Week. And you saw this young man last week on the NSCAA Game of the Week, Danny Barrera, with a big goal against Duke in front of nearly 12,000 fans. He is your men's NSCAA Player of the Week. And then on the women's side, Colleen Boyd getting it done in goal for Oregon State. She is your NSCAA Women's Player of the Week. And after 110 minutes of play and end-to-end Big East action, number 5 Connecticut and Notre Dame. No score, Keith Tabatznik, but not for a lack of trying.
No, not at all. Both teams going for 3 points the entire game, and 33 shots in this game. Amazing that there's no goals, and it's right from the beginning. It's Notre Dame. There's Brendan King putting the cross. It goes off of Michael Rose over the goal. Right after that, another cross coming in, and this is Perry going for the ball. Josh Ford knocking it out, and then the rebound shot going wide for Notre Dame. They were all over UConn at first, and then it was UConn's turn. Carlos Alvarez with the cross. Robert Brickley header off the crossbar. Notre Dame dodges a bullet there, and then we have Alan Ponce getting the ball in to Stefan Jope across. Alvarez misses that chance, stays on top of it. He's picking out the right corner, but puts that one wide as well. First half ends up like that. Second half, Michael Rose going at it, getting the cross in, but right to Josh Ford. Easy save for Josh Ford. Now we're going to see again, this is Ship bringing the ball back to King. King with the shot for Notre Dame, blocked out. This is Notre Dame again having the chances. Right now, Tony Cassio putting in Alan Ponce, trying to get to it. Saved by Tuttle for Notre Dame. Cassio again, now this time to Stefan Jobe. Jobe gets in, he's alone with Tuttle, puts it wide. Tuttle pokes it with his left foot. Yeah, he should be upset about that one. He puts it wide. And now we're looking Michael Rose again with a cross. This goes in, and that's a handball on Chip. Chip gets yellow carded for that intentional handball. Michael Rose, he wants another chance. He beats Greg King, puts the cross in. Brovsky with the chance to win the game at the end of regulation for Notre Dame. Didn't happen, and this goes to overtime. All these shots, Dean, we still go to overtime, and there's a through ball right off the kickoff, and this is Perry with the shot saved by Ford over. This was 10 seconds into the first overtime. Notre Dame going for it, and now Connecticut coming back. Ponce trying to get on the end of it. Joe missing the ball, just out of bounds. Again, another bullet dodge by Tuttle and Notre Dame. And once again, at the end of the second overtime, this is Perry coming, putting in another excellent shot. Great save by Josh Ford to preserve the shutout for Connecticut.
Great job by Keith Tabatznik right there. Hard to believe it was 0-0. And your NSCAA Men's College Soccer Review is brought to you by the NSCAA, reminding you that the 2011 NSCAA Convention is in Baltimore, January 12th through the 16th. It's the best of the U.S., the best of us, all the top U.S. coaches. Registration is now open. Go online now to nscaa.com.